Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys the fastest ways which you can get Kuiper here in the first Descendant. So if you guys have finally maxed out a few of your characters and are trying to start making builds or make yourself stronger, you may have made your way down here to Cillian to start upgrading some mods, and come to find out that the Kuiper is extremely necessary in order to really get any of this stuff leveled up. So whether you want to make your guns more powerful or you're just trying to make some builds so you can finally go out and do some bosses or some of these higher level missions, you're going to find out you need quite a bit of Kuiper, quite a bit of gold in order to even get these upgrades done. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the best ways in order to get Kuiper extremely fast. Now, all I ask is that you do watch the video all the way through because it's actually kind of like a multi-step process. It will start out a little bit slow, but once you have built up the proper resources, you will be able to farm this Kuiper extremely quickly. I've gotten anywhere between 600,000 and about 1 million per hour using this method. So it does vary. There is still a little bit of luck involved with how much you're going to get. You know, the drop rates are always going to vary, and you do have to get lucky in that sense. So let's get started, guys. I'll show you guys the best ways to farm Kuiper. Now, not only will you get Kuiper for this, but you will actually get quite a bit of gold. And not only that, but you're actually going to get quite a bit of resources and materials as well. So this is sort of like an everything farm, but if you follow all the steps in the right order, at the very end of this, once you guys have all the right materials stacked up, you will be able to get started on the farm, which does give you well over 600k every single hour. So to get started on this, what you will want to do is head over to the Sterile Lands. I'll show you guys the exact mission which you can start up. Now this mission, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a bunch of opportunities to take out about 20 to 30 enemies. At the very end of the mission, there will be an elite enemy. They're going to drop guaranteed materials. And then you're also going to get a ton of drops and mods as well. So very quickly, I'll show you. You want to fast travel in here and start up this exact same mission as me. Now, at first, like I said, it will start out a little bit slow, but as time goes on, after about 2 to 3 minutes, you'll notice just how fast all of these rewards start to stack up. And then if you follow the additional steps I have for you guys, I'll show you guys how you can get even more shards, even more loot as well. So as you can see, we're just going to run this mission as normally. There's going to be 3 or 4 sets of enemies that spawn, and that's it. After that set of enemies spawn, there's going to be one boss enemy to take out. They're going to drop guaranteed materials every single time you take them out, and they're also going to give you a ton of XP, Kuiper, and the gold as well as you farm this. So very quickly, I'll show you guys just how easy it is to finish. This mission took me maybe 45 seconds as a solo player. From here, what you'll do is you'll just simply restart the mission, and it will teleport you right back to the beginning. Now, if you have a friend or a teammate, they can literally just stand down here at this post and just restart the mission from down there. It will actually make things go a lot faster because as you can see, you can clear this mission out in about 30 seconds. That if you have a teammate stand down there and restart the mission, then they don't have to waste time continuously running back and forth, and the mission can just restart instantly. So it actually does save quite a bit of time to have one player down here restarting the mission, and then every so often you'll want to trade out with one of the people inside of the mission so that you can actually go ahead and pick up your loot. So this has only been going on for about 10 minutes or so, and I've already stacked up 3 to 4 inventories full of weapons, which will then be scrapped down for more resources. I've also gotten an entire inventory of reactors, components, and things like that. So I'll show you just how many drops come through. It's at least at 20 drops every single minute. So it's extremely fast for the drops. You can go ahead and scrap all of those down to get rewards from that. Now, as you can see, I've only been standing there maybe 2 to 3 minutes. We've already run through the mission maybe 3 times, 4 times. Now, if you have a bunny on your team, it actually makes this extremely fast, way faster than normal. And as you can see, it's only been maybe a minute, and you can see all of these drops already beginning to rack up and stack up. So very quickly, I'll begin to just pick them all up. It actually takes longer to scrap down your inventory than it does for an entire inventory full of drops to pop up. So it is pretty insane just how fast it can go by, especially when you have a full team. Now, this is not the only step to get a bunch of Kuiper. I'm going to give you a bunch more tips and show you guys how you can get Kuiper actually much faster than this mission gives you. However, this is where you want to start out. You want to run this about 10, 15 times, and maybe even for about a half an hour or so, and this is the exact reason why. So while you're doing these missions, you're going to have a small chance to get one of these ultra precision code breakers or just any of the code breakers in general. These are the most sought after drops when doing this mission, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why, and I'll show you guys exactly how you can use these materials, these patterns, to actually go and get over 600k to a million Kuiper per hour using a very small farm that you can do right after finishing up this one. So what you want to do is you're going to go into this farm first. You're going to stay here for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. You should get about 200k Kuiper from that. Now, not only are you going to get the Kuiper, but you're also going to get drops, mods, reactors, gold, things like that. But what you really are on the lookout for are those precision code breakers. Now, you're going to get them every so often. Keep in mind, it is one of the rarest drops in the game, but this is still one of the fastest methods in order to actually stack those up. Now, the first thing that you want to do after finishing up this farm is head back to Albion, and I'll show you guys how you can get additional Kuiper just for doing this. So I only ran this farm for about maybe 30 minutes or so. I wanted to get some code breakers, and to be fair, it gets a little tedious, and honestly, there's just so many drops. You spend most of your time just scrapping down drops. So after about 30, 40 minutes or so, I head back to Albion. I'm going to show you guys the first step to actually get a ton more KUPIER shards from this farm. So through doing this mission, every so often when you pick up the drops, you're not only going to get the precision code breakers, you're not only going to get all those rare materials, the gold, the weapons to scrap down, but what you're going to get as well are additional mods. So as you can see, we have yet another inventory we're going to scrap down that probably took maybe 30 seconds to a minute to fill up. It's actually insane, and until you see it for yourself, it's actually kind of hard to believe just how much loot comes through this farm and just how fast it is. So very quickly, we're going to scrap all of this down, get even more additional resources. Now, on top of the resources, you're actually going to get reactors as well. So eventually, you're going to get a better reactor if you don't already have a God tier one. So not only are you going to get all this stuff, but you're going to get gear from it as well. Now, after this, what you'll want to do is head back to Albion. We're going to go down here to Cillian. And what you have to do is you actually have to sell your additional mods. So every time you finish this mission, you're going to get like 5 or 10 mods. And very quickly that you'll see that they start to stack up. You come in here, you're going to cash in these for even more Kuiper. You see I got about 300k worth of Kuiper just sitting here in my bank that I otherwise would have never gotten. Now, the next thing you want to do after cashing in your Kuiper and finishing up this mission, you're going to go into your inventory, take a look at your consumables. Now, if you happen to have Enzo unlocked, this process will be a lot easier and you'll actually get a little bit more materials from using him while doing this method. But what you want to look out for are these code breakers and these code analyzers, which you should have began to stack up through doing this mission and also just from completing various other missions throughout the story and throughout the game. So take a look at how many of these you have. These purple ones down below, the ultra precisions, are going to be the ones that give you the best rewards, but any of them will work. So now what you'll want to do is you're going to want to start out on Enzo, and you're going to want to head over to this exact fast travel point over in the desert. Now there's actually 2 different fast travel points you can go to. Both will work out pretty well. And I'm going to show you guys 6 different spots where you can farm using these codes. And it actually only takes about 30 seconds to a minute. You can crack almost 2 to 3 vaults every minute. And the vaults give you anywhere between 50 or 30k and about 90k Kuiper for every single vault. So this is how you can actually make between 600,000 and a million Kuiper per hour. It just depends on how lucky you get. So what you'll want to do is you're going to want to head out to the Agna Desert, and I'm going to show you guys 6 different spots where this vault can spawn, and all you have to do is fast travel into this location. You don't even have to leave the spawn. You can literally just scan the environment from the spawn. If you hear the beep, you know that the chest is or the vault is here. If you don't hear the beep, you just simply go back to Albion and restart the re-fast travel in. So it's extremely fast. This is how you will be able to get anywhere between 600k to a million per hour, and you just have to follow this route over and over again. Now, the only thing that you have to make sure to do is make sure that when you head into the sterile lands that you are on hard difficulty, or anytime that you open up these vaults as well, make sure you are on hard difficulty, because if you're not, you will not get anywhere near as much Kuiper. You'll only get like 15k per vault, whereas if you're on hard mode, you can get all the way up to 90,000 Kuiper per vault. So it's the exact same amount of work, the exact same method. Literally, the only difference is that it's on hard or easy. So make sure you are on hard mode before starting this. So that's going to be the first fast travel point you'll want to check. You can come in here, just simply hit the scan button. You will hear a beep either to your right or to your left. If you don't, just simply fast travel back over to this area. And there's 3 more chests which can spawn over here as well. Now, if they don't spawn in either, because sometimes they won't, just simply head back to Albion and fast travel back to this location and check again. Now, it can be a little bit tedious, but I can tell you guys it's by far the fastest method to farm Kuiper, as you can get, like I said, anywhere between 600k and a million per hour. Another thing to keep in mind when doing this, though, is that you will want to try and run with a friend. The reason why you're going to run with a friend is because you can use your key. It only takes one key to open it, your one precision activator to open. But if you have a friend with you, they will get the rewards as well. And they don't even have to use a key or a precision code breaker at all. And they also don't have to be running Enzo. So if you have a friend that has an Enzo, you can just simply ask them to help you out with this. Or if you have a friend that you want to help get free Kuiper and maybe they can help you out with something else, you can just simply bring them with you along this farm and it will help your friend to get free Kuiper as well, even if they don't have the activators handy. So it's actually really cool that you can help people out with this as well. So again, guys, I'm going to show you the route. If you spawn in here, there's one that can spawn down below in that cave. But there's also another one which can spawn as well on the right side that you just saw me run past. So if you don't hear the ping down here, it will be to your right. Keep in mind, whatever direction you're facing when you hear the ping is the exact same direction that the chest will be in. So if you look in this direction and you go to scan and it doesn't ping, you pretty much know guaranteed, okay, it's not down here. And you can either fast travel out to Albion and back in, or just simply go and look for a different vault. Now, another thing to keep in mind is when you're running Enzo, not only are you going to get extra resources, but it slows down this puzzle. So that's a big down or upside really when running Enzo, is that you're going to get way more time to complete these puzzles and you will not waste as many keys. That's another part of the reason why you want to try to get Enzo for this. And if you don't have Enzo, you may just want to wait until you get him to even bother with this farm. As you can see, that time I got 70,000 Kuiper. It's just random every time. I've noticed I've opened up like probably 20 of these chests, and I do find that it is pretty random. You're going to get anywhere between 60k and 90k, and also depending on the rarity of the chest or the vault that you open, it's going to depend on how much Kuiper you get. So whether or not it's the purple version or the blue version of these vaults depends on the amount of Kuiper you can get. The lowest I've ever gotten is about 30k when running on hard, and the most I've ever gotten is about 90k. And that's why it will vary between 600k and a million Kuiper per hour, because the amount of chests that spawn are random, and then also the type of chests that spawn are also completely random. So you may get 10 commons in a row and then 1 ultra, or you might get 3 ultras, 2 uncommons. You really never know. It's completely random. But I want to show you guys this route. So as you can see, we're going to pop this one open again. I'm going to get another 90,000. And then all I have to do is you can fast travel over to the other side of the desert. There's 3 more potential spawns over there, making a total of 6 spawn points. And so like all you really have to do is just fast travel into this location, scan. If it's not there, either just leave and come back. And that's literally all you have to do. It's extremely fast and extremely easy. Only requirement is that you do have some of these code breakers. But if you follow the farm I showed you back at the beginning of the video, you should begin to get code breakers from there if you didn't have any before starting. And also, guys, if you already had some code breakers handy and you don't even want to go to the original farm because it is a little boring, you can just simply jump straight into the vault. You don't have to go to the first farm first. If you already have keys, you can just go straight into this. Now, you may hit some dry spells where there aren't any chests there at all, maybe not any vaults. You might fast travel there 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and you really might not find a vault. But then you might fast travel back 3, 4, 5 more times and notice that there's 3 super rare chests that give you 90k each. So like I said, guys, it's pretty random. Just stick it out until you run out of code breakers, and you will find yourself most likely with well over a million Kuiper, just like me. I've made over 3 million Kuiper using this method in like maybe the last day and a half between me and my friend's keys. So it's extremely good method, extremely fast, and it allows you to level up your mods and weapon mods way faster, which will then help you to create more and more builds and get even stronger. So I hope this video helps you guys out. If you follow this method, you'll have a ton of Kuiper to start power leveling up all of your descendants, and it'll make the game a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. So hopefully this helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.